So with that in mind, the first thing is every single one of them has been through adverse childhood experiences. It is part of what creates it. Now I'll get into a little bit more of what those adverse experiences are. There's always some form of neglect, some type of abuse, could be physical, emotional, psychological, sexual. There's abandonment is a possibility. The attachment style in their childhood was very chaotic and insecure. All of those are chaotic. All of those would create insecurity. They could have had a helicopter parent. That's why we're seeing a rise in the narcissism, because the previous parenting style was very cold, very domineering, demeaning. In response to that, parenting became very over-attached and helicoptering, and that can create this as well because a child doesn't know how to navigate disappointment by themselves. That's another byproduct of that is parents who are massively overprotective, because again, childhood is about learning to scrape your knees, learning to fall, having disappointments. But helicopter parenting and very overly protective parents who, oh my God, don't go anywhere, don't go outside, you're gonna get hurt. That leaves a child with the inability to regulate their emotions. They've never learned how because mom and or dad or both, stop that process from happening. And so there's also parenting where they try and shield their child from pain. Those are both the helicoptering and the overprotective. They're trying to make sure their child never experiences pain or disappointment. So they try and fix all of their problems. Well, then, the thing about a narcissist is they have no emotional regulation. Well, it's caused by chaos and a lack of knowing how to do it. Well, again, it's all predicated on adverse childhood experiences and parenting. They could have had parents who were entitled. And you see this a lot. The parent feels so worthless inside that they can't stand their child experiencing any type of disappointment. The college exams, the entrance exam scandal is all about that. Those parents' low self-esteem and their inability to suffer any disappointment in their own life because their kids are props. If their kid doesn't get into the school, I'm not worth anything. And so because I can't handle that disappointment, I'm going to pay and rob my way, get my kids in there in some way. So entitled parenting is a big factor. These types of parents will also bully coaches and teachers. They'll demand their kids buy their way in. This is also part of that helicoptering and overprotective parenting. A big aspect of what creates a narcissist as well is conditional love. And the way this works is the child only has value if they do something that makes mom and dad feel good. So there's always some sort of reward tied. You're only a value if you do this. And it's usually a value that make mom and or dad feel good about themselves. And so the child, that's where the entitlement comes from as an adult. It's all about me. They were taught all of these mechanisms. All right. Remember I talked about insecure attachment. Well, in many of these cases, they were both spoiled and deprived. See, when we spoil a child, we're actually depriving a child. That's not love. That was one of the comments. People, well, I know all these people, they were spoiled and treated, perfectly. And I was like, but don't you realize the golden child, the spoiled child, never learns any of these skills, how to regulate, never experiences disappointment. They're entitled. That is horrifically abandoning. That's not love. Overprotecting, helicoptering, this is the new parenting model. It's, oh my God, I'm going to be this great parent. I'm going to do everything for them, make sure they never suffer and protect them from anything and everything. That's horrifically damaging to a child. We want our child to make mistakes at 4, 6, and 8 years old when the mistakes are bruised knees. Because when we do all this, like the rise you've seen in college campuses of all the safe zones, all the pronouns, all of that, these are children who were never allowed to learn to regulate their emotions. And so you have to do something different so I don't feel out of regulation because mom and dad did everything for me. And I was never taught that it was okay to struggle. All right? That's the consequence. Now, I'm not saying everybody that is into pronouns and that is into safe zones is a narcissist. That's not what I'm saying. But that's a byproduct. That's from that overprotective, overindulgent, entitled parent. They feel so empty and worthless inside. They try to protect and do all of this for their child to meet their own worthlessness needs. It's not about loving the child. And so there's that confusing dynamic of being spoiled, but spoiling is deprivation, okay? But a child can also be spoiled financially and abandoned and neglected emotionally. That's the disparity, all right? You'll also see that as the child gets older, the parents continue to enable the poor behavior. The bottom line is any type of parenting style that fosters insecurity is a contributing factor to all narcissism. Again, not everyone, this doesn't mean anyone who's been through this is going to be a narcissist. Everyone develops that characteristic individually. It happens separately. Another aspect the final aspect is social media. Social media is becoming the new way we validate ourselves. It's all external. So those are the main factors that create a narcissist. And as I said before, not everyone will become one. That was a big one of the comments is, I know this family, they were, the parents were great. Why did only this one become a narcissist? Well, each child responds differently. Like in my family, I had an alcoholic mother and she was narcissistic too. I forgot, that's one of the other traits is a parent could be a narcissist. And so they learn it's modeling. The child models how mom and dad are as narcissists, and that's how they become it. And I really struggled with narcissism, but I talk about 2 levels of narcissism. And this one I've never talked about, the underempowered. I don't have time to get into that. If you want to learn more about the underempowered, they're treatable. The overempowered, the typical narcissist, covert, overt, all the ones we know about, they're almost impossible to treat. I was the underempowered. If you want to learn more about that, watch my video, The 7 Characteristics of the People That Choose Narcissist, okay? That's how mine went. But the point I was getting to originally was my mom was an alcoholic. Well, out of 4 kids, I was the only one who became an alcoholic. That's the point. Not every child will respond to adverse childhood experiences the same. We all develop our own unique, dysfunctional solutions and coping skills to our adverse childhood experiences. Somebody who's been through all of these things, they may become just like me, the person who's attracted to narcissists, okay? So not everyone responds the same way, but these characteristics are all part of what creates a narcissist. And that's what this video is about, the creation, okay? Now there's one other aspect I want to talk on, or 2 more. Many of the comments were like, but they had a perfect childhood. There is an overwhelming, massive denial in society that almost everybody, and I talk to other therapists and coaches, and almost everybody thinks their childhood is perfect, or that many people experienced great, perfect childhoods. Well, the thing we as a society have to realize is, do you realize what that means? We are saying that there are people on this planet who had Jesus as a mother and father. Because it is absolutely impossible to consider that parents never made a mistake and we didn't go through adverse childhood experiences. Think of your own life. In the last month, you've said and done mean things to your friends, coworkers, family members, spouse. We are all perfectly imperfect. We make mistakes. And we all do that as parents. Every single one of us, everyone, not a single person has ever gone through childhood without experiencing adverse childhood experiences. We have all experienced trauma. And until we as a society accept that as fact, it doesn't mean blame our parents or hate our parents. It's just truth. We have all experienced trauma in childhood. It's a byproduct of being a child. We're human. Every parent will traumatize and be perfectly imperfect as a parent and hurt their children. That is a fact we have to accept. Nobody escapes childhood without pain. Nobody. And that is the biggest thing we need to switch in society to overcome things like narcissism. And the final piece I want to touch on is genetics. A couple people commented, it can be genetic. Well, while genetics can be a factor, genetics do not determine narcissism, and here's why. Genes are only activated when something triggers them. All of us are born with cancerous genes, all these different genes of illnesses and diseases. They only get turned on by the environment. And therefore, like somebody said, well, narcissism is genetic. Well, that there may be a gene in there, but if the parents don't parent in this fashion, that gene won't turn on. You may be born with that gene, but the environment turns it on.